What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Tracee Ellis Ross. She made some comments in an interview, I believe, with Mary Claire magazine. And she spoke about how she doesn't like the pressures of getting married and having children. You know, she's 48 years old. And I actually have spoken about her before because she said something similar to this late last year, and I made a video on that. I'll link it in the description box. But here you have somebody who's 48, and again, there are people that's going to say, well, she's living her life the way that she wants to, but is she? And according to her and what she is saying, she would of course like to have had the family, be married, have children. You know, she grew up in an environment where her parents were together, right? Coming from a famous family, but she doesn't feel the need to follow in those footsteps. And it could be because she's chosen her career over a relationship in marriage. Now, when you have famous people, and these famous people tend to gravitate towards being together, like look at the famous celebrity couples that have raised children to adulthood. Tom Hanks was recently trending. You know, he'd been married and basically raised a whole family over the years with his wife. Denzel Washington. And plenty others, right? There's a lot of married couples. There's a lot of actors and actresses that get married. To me, Tracee is like most women these days. They buy into the propaganda that being single is okay. You know, not having children is okay. Maybe it is for her. Maybe that's not something that she wants. Maybe she wants something different. Maybe she wants to be, you know, an older woman that's able to have fun. Because she's been linked to all type of guys, right? Different age ranges. She seems like a free spirit, but people are going to look at you weird when you start to get older and older. You have options, you would think, but you don't exercise those options. Now, let's take a look at this article. Let's take a look, excerpts from this article from People magazine from her interview. And she was talked about how she did want to have a large family. And she also said, our society spoon feeds it to you. I used to put myself to sleep dreaming of my wedding. She also said, and I would still love all of that, but what I am going to do, what am I going to do? Just sit around waiting? Shut up. I've got so many things to do. Well, you don't have to wait for somebody. I think that's the problem with women. They're all waiting for the same type of men to just appear, right? They've been watching too many Disney movies, right? They've been watching too many of these romantic comedies. They expect Mr. Perfect. They expect that perfect guy that they've always been dreaming about to just show up and be able to sweep them off their feet. That's not how it works, unfortunately for y'all. That's not how it works. You're actually going to have to go out here and you're going to have to look for those type of men. Doesn't mean you have to date them or sleep with them. It just means that you have to look for those qualities. You're 48 years old. That guy is just not going to come to you. You're going to have to actively go out and look for certain qualities in certain men. That's not, I don't think that's hard to do. But again, the modern female, this Western woman, she's so addicted to being chased and pursued, especially by the men that they want. When those men stop chasing and pursuing her, she's confused. I believe Tracee Ellis Ross is confused. Because she's like, they used to do this 10, 15, 20 years ago. Why aren't they doing the same now? But they're not, because there are younger women who may be more attractive, who may have better qualities than you that these men are spending their time on. They're not going to spend their time on a woman who's about 50 years old and still seems to not want to settle down and have a relationship or marriage. Because as much as a lot of women don't like it, you're going to have to settle down eventually. Because if you don't, then you're going to be single and miserable. How long are you going to be in the streets? How long are you going to be in the dating market? Because the dating market is oversaturated. A lot of you have missed the boat. A lot of the men that y'all want are gone. And you're sitting around waiting too, because she said that she's not waiting around, but she actually is waiting around. She actually is waiting around. She's waiting for the right type of guy. I'm telling you, if a guy that she was highly attracted to wanted her, she would drop everything she's doing and she will get with him. That's the mindset that they have. Also, she said, I wish I had known there were other choices, not just about how I could be living, but how I could feel about the way my life was, Ross told the publication. I was raised by society to dream of my wedding, but I wish I had been dreaming of my life. Listen, you want to enjoy life. You want to experience things. There's nothing wrong with that. But we all know deep down, a lot of women want to get chose. A lot of women want to be able to get engaged, have the courting phase, right? Get engaged. Plan the wedding, do the festivities before then get married, have the honeymoon, and then be able to move in together in a nice suburban neighborhood where you can raise your children in a safe environment with good schools and good people, right? That's how a lot of women see their lives being at some point. But I think they don't put that into practice. I think that a lot of them have just been conditioned to accept being single, to accept, their accomplishments, and that's the only thing they would want. I do think a part of those women want to be able to have that scenario where they have everything. They're able to have a good backstory as to how they met their husband, the places that they go, the things that they do, where they want to live, where they want to raise a family. They all have that in their minds, but they also have a part of them that wants that attention seeking. Because listen, Tracee Ellis Ross likes to show off her body. She got a nice body. She do. Okay. She's known for her assets. And because of that too, I think that gives her the boost of self-esteem to not want relationships, because she still thinks she got it, to the point to where she still thinks she can be on the dating market and get attention from the guys that she wants. So she goes away from wanting relationships, wanting anything that's sort of solid, because in her mind she still thinks that she still has some time left in the dating market. But the dating market is oversaturated. There's a lot of women like Tracee Ellis Ross that is looking and searching and hoping and waiting when there's nothing there. And what a lot of women are going to find out, no matter how well you're kept together, men, especially men that, let's say you have women in their 40s, right? You have men in their 40s. They're not going to be checking for women in their 40s. That's what a lot of these women don't understand. Even the men in their 50s, they're going to be checking for women in their 20s and 30s. And I think women are now coming to that realization, and it's starting to bother them. That's why you see the pushback towards a Leonardo DiCaprio, because he's dating younger women in their early 20s. Right? And you're seeing the pushback to him and women getting on him and saying, why are you dating these young women? You need a woman your own age. Well, he's a guy with resources. He's a guy who is of high caliber. They're going to be able to pick and choose. And they're not picking and choosing women that are their age because they feel like those women are set in their ways. A lot of these older women like Tracee Ellis Ross are set in their ways. And it is a red flag when you are her and you have all this access to men all across the world and you're still single. You're still single. That's going to be a red flag. Also, I think a lot of these women like her, these Western women, they are wired wrong. They are wired completely wrong. And that's why they pick the wrong men. They don't want good men. They don't want guys who consider nice. They want the playboys. They want the a-holes. They want the guys they go back and forth with. They're used to that. And I think they're used to being single. I think they're used to being alone. And what women got to understand is you're not men. Men can live their entire lives and just be to themselves for the most part. Be around friends here and there, family here and there, but they don't need nobody. The quarantine proved that women need interaction. Women need attention. And when they don't get it, they go crazy. See, men, we don't need that. We can be it ourselves, but women do need a constant source of validation from people. I think Tracee Ellis Ross knows that she wants what she had growing up. That was a family unit, right? But she's single right now because, once again, she still feels like she still can wait and wait and wait. Because she says she's not waiting. She's waiting. She's waiting. She's dated some guys here and there. But I think for the most part, she does like to stay out of the public eye with who she's dating. But I do think that she would like to have a family, be married, be chosen. All women want to be chosen. I don't believe for a second that a lot of these women out here who are her age are talking about how they don't care about being chose. They care about being chose.